All right, so we have a continuation of the FSU saga. So obviously, everyone knows the story. FSU went undefeated,
Mm.
and they were eliminated from the college football playoff. And the rationale was they're not the same team without their starting quarterback. So we don't think that they would be competitive, and so they were left on the outside looking in. They will now play against Georgia, the team that many believe still is the best in the country, myself included, who got screwed, in my opinion, worse than FSU did. Georgia really had to bend the knee to the altar of Nick Saban, but they lost the head to head to the guy. So what are you going to do? But now FSU is entertaining the idea of hanging a championship banner in the event that they are able to win the Orange Bowl and finish out this season undefeated. So we'll go ahead and provide a little context with this article. It says Florida State considering raising banner if undefeated season continues. Florida State could further defy the institution of college football if they end their season undefeated. Players have admitted to serious discussions about raising a national championship banner if they end the season as the only undefeated Power Five champion. Quote, it's only right. Nothing else needs to be said if we're the only undefeated team, linebacker Kalen DeLoach told ESPN. There are just two other undefeated Power Five champions, with Michigan and Washington both playing in the college football playoff. However, the team also stressed that they were strictly focused on their upcoming Orange Bowl matchup with Georgia. The Orange Bowl is an awesome bowl, one of the best in the country, and we have a great opportunity in front of us playing Georgia. It's still a big game for us, and we're taking it serious. We're focused on the guys we have here to help us win the game, quarterback Brock Glenn said. So that's pretty much all you need to see there for that. Brock Glenn, by the way, is the third string quarterback because the second string quarterback, Tate Wanamaker, has entered the transfer portal, which is just, you know, don't get me started on that stuff. But here we go. This is what we got going on here. Florida State is thinking about hanging a national championship banner if they win the Orange Bowl and finish the season undefeated. What are your thoughts on that?
Hey man, I really ain't got much room to troll. All right, because today my Hurricanes got handled by Rutgers. I mean, they just handled them. From the first possession on throughout the rest of the game. I mean, it was a clinic on how to play bully ball. So they handled us. So I ain't really got much room to troll. Although I will. I'm telling you right now, bro. Ain't no way it's happening. As much as it would spice up the college football world, cause a great narrative for the off season. I would be here for all of that jazz. But honestly, I don't even think it'd be remotely close. I mean, I don't even know who you guys rolling out there. Would you say?
Man, I'm gonna get to it. Go ahead.
Oh,
I'm gonna
okay.
touch on that.
And
Yeah.
so I don't know who y'all rolling out there. I don't know what's going on with that. And the opt outs from key people, it's just not looking good. So I mean, I would like for that to happen. I really honestly would. Even though I would hear from that, you hear about that from FSU fans forever. That championship that they never got. I would rather that be. I wouldn't mind in this context, but I feel like the boot is coming down. It's only wishful thinking. Um, being realistic. I don't think you guys got a shot. When is that game, by the way? What
It's on
this is
it's on Saturday, the 30th.
all right. So it's on
Yeah,
the
it's on
30th,
Saturday.
bro. So if most likely this is going to be a post video. So when you guys are watching this in the post, you know what I'm saying, put the score in the comment section. But I might get a good laugh at it. What about you, bro? How do you feel about this? What are your thoughts? Them going to even put a banner up, their chances at winning. What's going on?
What is that phrase? What the phrase that the kids are saying nowadays? I stand on business. Isn't that
Yeah,
something that they say a lot?
standing
Yeah,
on
yeah.
business.
I think that this is so ridiculous. And if we stood on business with this, everybody would have been playing in the game to prove that they should have been in the national championship.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly feel that way. Everything else to me is conjecture, and this is a moot point. This is a moot point because Florida State's not going to win the game. So there are 20, there are at least 20 opt-outs on Florida State side in this game. Um, the quarterback, second string, Tate Wanamaker, he opted out because he is entering the transfer portal. So he want to go play somewhere else. So he ain't gonna be playing in the game. Keon Coleman, who was the best receiver on the team, he declared for the draft, so he won't be in the game. I can understand that one. Johnny Wilson, who was the second best receiver, also opted out. Tight end, Jaheim Bell, who's the tight end, he also opted out. And then you got Trey Benson, who was the leading rusher for the team, the best running back on the team. He opted out. Jared Verse, line, he's on the D line. He opted out. Fabian Lovett and Akeem Dent, who are in Fabian Lovett is a linebacker, is a D line, is on the D line too, but he opted out. And Akeem Dent, who is a DB, opted out. These are all of the best players on both offense and defense are not going to be playing in the game. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't see Florida State winning the game, which makes comments like this a complete and utter joke. Like, the only thing that I think about this is if we really wanted to prove that we should have been in the national championship, I'll I'll give Keon Coleman a pass because if you want to go pro, hey bro, go pro. I don't think the rest of these guys are going pro, at least not that I know of. I just think they've opted out of the game. But the thing is, if you really want to show the world you should have been in the national championship, then don't opt out. Play in the game so that you can beat Georgia, the team that many people think is still the best team, despite the fact they lost. And you can really make a mockery of the whole CFP system before they expand to 12 teams next year.
Mm-hmm.
But you let them off the hook by opting out. So it kind of seems like you're trying to have your cake and eat it too. You're opting out so that you don't have to play and potentially lose. But because you're not in the game, you get to talk about how we should have been in the game. You know what I'm saying? And, it hurts because this is my team. And so
Mm-hmm.
it seems like I'm kind of going in on them. And I want nothing but the best for my team. And I feel like we are conducting ourselves in a petty way at this point. Albeit predictable, it is nevertheless objectively petty. If you really wanted to prove this, then you should have not opted out of the game. Y'all should be playing in the game because then you might. I still think Georgia may have won, but it's like if you don't opt out, maybe you stand a fighting chance. If you execute well on offense and defense, maybe you can win the game because they got some guys on their side who opted out too. Not nearly as many as us though. Bowers, the tight end, I believe, is playing in the game. Who's the best player on offense on their team? So it's like, you know, stand on business, I guess, is my point. Don't talk about it, be about it. Like, you're not gonna win the game, so it's a moot point. You can say all of this all day long, but y'all ain't playing in the game. So what's the point? If you really wanted to show that you should have been in the game, y'all shouldn't have opted out, play in the game, win the game, and then you can make a whole joke out of this thing. Expose it for the sham and the charade that it is. But you won't get that opportunity to do so because you guys have decided that you're either going to transfer or just not playing the game altogether. So I'm disappointed by that. But, a hit dog is going to holler. And when people are hurt, they act out in ways that are irrational. And they will still think that they are well within their right to act the way that they're acting, even though they are being irrational. That's kind of the way humans are. So I think this is a moot point because they're going to lose the game no matter what anyway. So you kind of get to dip your toes on two sides of this pond and talk, out of one side of your neck, while at the same time never having to account for it because you didn't actually play in the game anyway.
Yeah, I think them just. I think they're crying about it. I mean, no one can really control that. I mean, I know the university's coming out with statements or whatever, but as a fan, you really can't control that. But I would have hoped that they just didn't say anything. Just don't say anything, of course, I would have made an initial statement of how, like Mike Norvell did, of how hard we played and, pleading your case, but I just would have left it at that. Any other charade after this, then if you so happen to win the game, unzip your pants and drop your nuts on the table. Because at that point, can't nobody say nothing. But you doing all this rigmarole before the game. You sound like that guy that say he got all that money at the club, but if you got to tell everybody, bro, you ain't got it. And so it's kind of like they know they ain't gonna win this game, so they're trying to cash in as much whatever. But that's a loser thing to do. That's what I'm saying. It's like if you knew you had it, you wouldn't be doing all this jibber jabber. Y'all just go clean them out and then hang the banner and then tell everybody that they losers. But I'm pretty sure they knew that they had an outside chance, as you mentioned, before the opt-outs. The opt-outs just set it in stone for me. The spread is 20. The spread is 20. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know what's expected. Hey, man, if Norvell pulls this rabbit out of his hat, look out. All right? Look out. And at that point, you can't tell him nothing on the recruiting trail. I mean, he's got nothing to lose and everything to gain by just letting it rip on their ass. So, hey, man, best of luck to him. As much as I hate FSU, I hate the NAACP. I hate them too. The NCAA. I can't stand them. I hate them more than y'all, because they the ones that put us in the positions they be putting us in. They be hating. So, and this time they screwed y'all over. So if y'all screwed them over, hey man, the enemy of what's that? The enemy of my enemy is my friend, or some shit like that. Yeah, that's where y'all at right now. Yeah. But after this game's over, bro, it's to hell with y'all once again.
Hey man, that's fine. We still got a top 10 recruiting class, and y'all just lost to Rutgers. So,
hey, bro, we still top 5 though. What you saying? We top 5.
That's fine. Yeah, it ain't 2001 was a long time ago.
Hey, bro, we out here. Hey, replay this, by the way. So in 2025, in 2025, when we're in the playoffs. So I'm not talking about the 25 season. I'm talking about next season when we clear it up. Yeah, and then we're in the playoffs in 2025. Yeah, play this back. Yeah, and then who's the one laughing? And my players ain't opting out.
Noted. Oh man. Hey man, fellas, just gear up for next year, man. My nose, man. Y'all just gear up for next year. Enough with this. It's over. Just move on.
Go,
Stand on business.